On one of last week's Good Morning America shows, ABC reporter Linsey Davis delivered a supposedly live story about a South Carolina woman held captive in a storage container by an alleged sex offender. Pretty scary stuff. Something that everybody can relate to, feel the fear from, and really appreciate the gravity of. It's a kind of story no one wants to have happen to them, and certainly doesn't want to have happen to anyone close to them. But it is a kind of story that every reporter hopes to get to report on. In this case, Davis was indeed standing in front of a yellow crime scene tape. But as it turns out, she was not standing in front of the actual crime scene. The crime scene tape that we see here was put up between two news equipment stands to make the shot look more dramatic. Nice touch, I admit it, but misleading as all get out of here. We expect a field reporter to be reporting live from the scene. That's why they're there. That's what they're there for. A photo of the leaked shot was obtained by CNN, and a link of that photo is in the description if you want to check it out for yourself, but it looks just like this one. ABC News is placing the blame squarely on the shoulders of the field producer, of course, and immediately took that producer out of the field while they do some more investigations about the whole incident. ABC News VP of Communications said in a statement that this action is completely unacceptable and fails to meet the standards of ABC News. Good call. And sure, blame the producer, not the high-priced talent who consciously stood in front of the faked scene. Next, you're going to tell me that all those house-flipping shows on HGTV are faked too. What? No, really? No. Oh. You know, I don't think what they did was actually all that crooked, and certainly wasn't all that unusual. They just got caught at it. But I do think it was wrong. It seems to me that we viewers demand a certain amount of showmanship and an entertainment factor to the stories we see, or we'll just go somewhere else to get our news. I can understand why a reporter might buckle under that kind of pressure, but that doesn't make it okay. We do expect to see the truth, no matter what. So yes, it was over the line and it was unacceptable. The fact that we call someone on this kind of activity nowadays is such a good thing. It keeps things competitive. It makes field reporters get out there into the field to do the reporting. That's why they're called field reporters. That's what we want to see. And we want to see what's real. It's one of the major differences, actually, between a news anchor, who sits at the anchor desk reporting news, like I do, and a field reporter, who's out in the field reporting news. That's why you see them outside at the edge of a highway in a crappy weather day, and they say things like, "I'm Brian McKaig, live at the scene of a billion-car pileup that occurred just moments ago when a news van chased the ghost of Spanky McFarlane under an overpass, cutting off oncoming traffic and careening down that very ditch. Turns out to have been the shadow of a Walmart bag blowing in the wind that was playing tricks on the new intern's eyes as he drove the van while fighting off a bad case of depersonalization caused by the consumption of too much cheap weed with his Cocoa Puffs for breakfast." They say that stuff because they're actually there. And we see them there, live at the scene. When the anchor position and the field position start to get all intertwined and their definitions get all mixed up between themselves, that's when problems like this particular story start to show up. This whole incident is also a good sign of the times we're living in, when the people reporting the news become the news because of the way they're reporting the news. Sometimes they become the news simply because they're reporting the news. That's news. Isn't it a good thing to know that YouTube is here to keep everyone informed, enlightened, and maybe even a little more on the level than it was before? On another note, I hope you remembered to turn your clocks back 1 hour and didn't get to work at the wrong time today. Although it seems that not very many people make that mistake and show up to work an hour early. But a lot of folks seem to show up late when the clocks go the other way. One of those things that make you go, The whole practice of changing the clocks back and forth is such a silly, stupid thing to begin with. I've lived in South Korea and I've lived in China, where they don't change the clocks at all, and the world never came to a screeching halt because of it. But maybe we should save that for another video. This is, after all, a one-off. Be sure to comment, like, +1, and hit that subscribe button. Play safe, and I'll catch you here next time.